The social media algorithm seems like it's always changing every week. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering, how do I keep up with this so I can get in front of my people? Well, today, are we live? Let's try this again. Now we're live. All right. The social media algorithm seems to be changing every day, much like this technology. And you're probably wondering, how do I keep up with this? How do I stay current and before my people? How do I beat the algorithm? Well, today I'm going to show you 3 ways to do that. Plus, we got a big announcement I can't wait to share with you. You're watching Visibility is Power TV with The Rose Show Live.
It's the Rose Show Live. It's the Rose Show. CEO of live video. It's the
Hey, you're watching the Visibility is Power TV with The Rose Show Live. I'm Rashonda Pratt, known in the digital streets as The Rose Show, video visibility coach and producer, empowering you to build a brand with video that's confident and visible because your visibility is power. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching us on LinkedIn or YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to say hello to me and let me know where you're watching us from. Or maybe you're in our replay audience on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here. If you are here live, make sure to use the hashtag live. If you're watching in the replay, make sure to use the hashtag replay. And as always, please make sure to give StreamYard permission to use your name and likeness so that way I can pop up your comments during the broadcast so we can see who is with us today. I'm really excited about this because there is always a lot of talk about the algorithm, that thing that puts our content out there to people so that way people could engage more with our stuff and the things that we're creating. Well, today I want to talk to you a little bit about that and 3 ways that you can, let's use this word, beat the algorithm or like it a little bit more. I find this to be a very important topic because all this month, the month of February, we've been talking about how to love creating content and how to love social media more. And I know what causes frustration, disappointment for people is when you create a really good piece of content and then you put it out there and it only has 2 comments and really low views. And for some people, you start to beat yourself up or think like, okay, maybe I didn't do this, or I'm going to delete it and let's try to do something better. And you seem like you're always on this hamster wheel trying to beat this algorithm. And I want you off the hamster wheel. And if that sounds like you or someone that you know, go ahead and share this broadcast out or tag them in the comments below. Because what I really want you to understand is there is a way to work in harmony with this thing that we cannot control, right? We cannot control this. I tell people all the time, and I will continue to shout this from the rooftops. We don't own any of these social media platforms. We are renters, right? They have given us space on here, and sometimes on some of the platforms you have to pay to play. There's still a way that you can do an organic reach in other places. But I don't want you to be so tied up and so much your stomach in knots because, oh, how do I beat this algorithm so I can get my stuff out there to more people? We're going to share some best practices today, but I really want you to embrace the mindset that, you know what? I'm just going to keep showing up. I'm not gonna let some outside thing deter me in how I show up and serve people. I'm not gonna let some outside thing really get me in my feelings or ruin my day. That's something I can't control. What can I control? Me showing up. What can I control? How I show up, the frequency of it. What can I control? The content that I create. So I'm going to focus on what is within my control and not be so just overwhelmed or so focused furiously like a pit bull with a dog in its mouth over an algorithm that I cannot control. You can watch all the videos of gurus and people say do this and you'll win the algorithm, do this and you'll defeat the algorithm. Will you really? You can't control it, but there are some best practices that we can do to maybe beat the algorithm a little bit more. Okay, and I use that in air quotes. So let's get to our first announcement that I'm really excited. If you didn't know, your girl is now an officially LinkedIn Learning instructor. Did you know that? I'm really excited about this. Here is my LinkedIn learning course officially up. Okay. I am so excited about this. Check this out. 80% of people would rather watch you on live video than read your blog. Video is a great opportunity to get noticed, but it's just one part of the visibility equation. Now, don't worry, we're not doing any math here, but we are showing you the formula to being seen and heard as a video creator. Hello, I'm Rashonda Pratt, known in the digital streets as The Rose Show Live. I'm a video visibility coach and producer, sharing my 2 decades experience in television news and building my video brand online. I want to invite you to join me in my LinkedIn learning course to discover the practical steps to build a digital brand with video that creates impact and influence. Yes! So this course is live right now on the LinkedIn Learning platform right here on LinkedIn. The cool thing about this is the whole course, you can see the course outline there. We're talking about why visibility is important. Visibility starts with your story. What is your story? How to tell your story, defining your video persona, and the entire course is 15 minutes in length. That is pretty amazing, ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes in length is the entire course. And after you take the course, you get a certificate of completion that you can share on your social platforms. But if you're inside the LinkedIn platform, you can watch this. So you can just go to your search bar and type in how to be seen and heard as a video creator. Or if you're already following me on LinkedIn, you can scroll down to my previous post and I have a direct link to the course as well. 15 minutes to learn all the things I wish I knew when I started in this digital space. So awesome to connect and partner with LinkedIn Learning to be able to bring this kind of content to you as a video creator, whether you're starting on your journey, in the middle of your journey, or just need a refresher to go back. Why did I start this in the first place? I think this course will definitely help you out. So please make sure to complete it all the way through. Make sure to leave us a review, okay? And then share it with your friends, because guess what? It's no fun if your friends can't have any. Some of y'all will get that reference. All right, listen, let's get into the content and the show today, and let's talk about this algorithm. So many of you may be familiar with this, but if not, we're going to talk about it anyway. The algorithm is a kind of matrix or data that takes a look at your post, your video, the things that you put out here in the digital streets, and they rate it and they boost it out to other people, right? Depending on what the engagement level looks like, okay? And how frequently you post and all of those things. And so this little data, this little machine, I like to think it's a little person, like, you know, a little tiny person in some kind of room, you know, taller than me, because my son told me last night, who's a middle schooler, he says, "Mom, I'm getting taller than you." I was like, "No, you're not." He really is. And they're working in some little room there trying to figure out all of this algorithm stuff. But they push out your stuff. And for some people, they've been experiencing really low views. Usually, when that's happening, the platforms that you're on are probably doing some work behind the scenes. And so people are just kind of like, this is impacting me, and how do I move past this? What can I do? So there are a couple of things depending on where you're starting on your video journey, and I would love for you to let me know where you're starting on your video journey. If you're just beginning, if this is something new, where you're starting on your video journey, I would love to know that. Let me know that in the comment section. So one of the things that's really important on this is we have to understand there are a couple of things that you can do in order to, what I recently told a client, to wake up the algorithm. If you have been sleeping, in the sense of you have not been posting, you haven't been engaging with your people, you've been inconsistent with your posting, we need to wake up the algorithm to say, "Oh, Rashonda's posting today. Oh, Karen's posting. Okay, let's see how it performs. Let's see what she's doing so we can help boost it out organically." Ladies and gentlemen, there's still a thing called organic marketing. And what is organic marketing? This is the space where you are able to market your content without putting money behind it, without spending ad dollars. And that's still a thing, and you can still do that, okay? So don't think that organic marketing is dead with all the changes they're making in social media. There are many people who are still thriving using organic marketing, and you too can do that as well. So one of the things when we understand that this algorithm is always changing, right? What are some of the strategies and things that we could do? And I like to call these best practices. I know I talked about earlier beating the algorithm, but I put that in air quotes. It's really like these are the best strategies that you can use when it comes to this thing called the algorithm. Because while many people are blaming this thing for not putting its content out there before its audience, it's really not the algorithm's fault. If you are not doing these following three things, then it won't do what it's supposed to do. Have I experienced low views? I have. But I also know what happened when I was experiencing low views. In one case in point, on one platform, the reason why I was experiencing low views is because I don't constantly engage on that platform. So when I was showing up, it's like, oh, she's here. Let's invite some people to the party. It's almost like you having a party, but you don't tell anybody, but you're having the party, but you expect people to show up. It's the same thing. So think about some of these best practices as it comes to you and how you're being visible online. So number one strategy that you can use is posting high quality, engaging content. When I'm talking about high quality, engaging content, this is the content that is relevant to the interest of your audience. Relevant. So, for example, you can do trending sounds all day, and that's probably another live video for another time, but it's a trending sound. People don't get a chance to hear the sound of your voice. And I will always, 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 always be that person that say, you can do trending sounds, but your whole account should not be trending sounds. Because people need to experience your genius, your thought leadership, and how you show up in the world. And if you're doing a trending sound and building an account off of that, you're building an account off of someone else's voice, off of the voice and sound that someone else decided to release, not off of you. So I did a trending sound. It took off 77,000 views on Instagram, really helped to grow my account. Okay. I did another trending sound recently that was 119,000 views. Okay, great. I did a post recently that received 3,000 views. Now you may be saying, "Oh, that's really low compared to 77 and 119,000." True, but I'm more excited about the post that's now well over 3,000 views. Why am I more excited? Because it's my voice. It's my value. It was me sharing a particular thought leadership on a particular topic. All those other things were not my sound. It was just the things that were trending right now. So I think that if you're going to use trending sounds, that's great. But you also need to have on your platform your own unique sound, your own thought leadership. And I think when you do that, that gives the algorithm the chance to, after you've done these trending sounds and you're starting to have more engagement on your platform, that you're putting yourself out there. And people like that because they're hearing from you directly. Do you understand that your people want to hear from you directly? They do. They want to hear from you. What do you think about this? What do you believe about that? How did you start your business? Putting the relevant content out there to your followers are going to cause them to do what? Engage because it resonates with them. Number two, posting consistently. I can talk about this until I'm blue in the face. Because for some of us, we're still not getting into the rhythm and habit of what consistency looks like for you. Now, you can watch the videos and all the gurus talk about, well, posting consistency looks like 3 to 4 reels a day. It looks like going live 24/7, going live 7 days a week. Guess what? You are going to build a lot of visibility. And there will be people who will clock in and engage with you. But here's where the issue lies. You ready for this? When you do that, number one, I believe it causes burnout, especially if you don't have a team to help you sustain that quality and what that looks like to consistently do something like that. Number two, you end up becoming too visible sometimes, and then people just turn off from it because they know, oh, she's going to be live 24 hours. So there's no urgency to get here, right? And number three, I think what happens is you don't end up really creating quality content. It ends up being just quantity. So doing more is not necessarily better. Did you hear that? Doing more is not necessarily better, but it's doing something that's quality of substance. So, what I tell people is you get to pick what consistency looks like. Of course, you can go back into the back office of any of your profiles and look at your data to see when and where people are engaging with you the most. Is it the morning? Is it the evening? What time of day? You can look at all of those things. But I also like to say, take in consideration what works for you in this season. So I have had live shows various times. I've done early morning, I've done late night, I've done lunchtime, I've done early in the afternoon, right? And the reason why I picked those different times is because what was currently going on in my life as a mom of three, a wife in ministry, growing a business, all of those things, I had to really consider what is the best time for me. So recently, I tried to go back to the 8 o'clock time frame. Was not working, ladies and gentlemen, at all because my kids' schedule changed. So my kids are coming in from after school activities and sports, and my house is all in a hubbub. Which, when I used to do an 8 o'clock show, my house was just starting to settle down for the day. So, as a business owner, as a creator who is coming in here into the digital space, you get to create what consistency looks like for you. Did I just give you permission? You're welcome. You get to decide what consistency looks like for you. Is it I can dedicate to being live 2 times a week? I can dedicate to being consistent in posting once a day. I can commit to doing that. Now, will you get as much visibility as if you posted 3 or 4 times a day? 3 or 4 times a day? Probably not, right? You'll get more. You'll probably get more visibility and eyeballs if you spread out the 3 to 4 time posting. But I will say this, what works for you? If you're stressed and overwhelmed trying to keep up with posting 3 to 4 times a day and you don't have a team to support you, then why continue doing it? It's pointless. Don't do it. So I say, pick the consistency that works for you. It's your business. And that's the beauty of what we're doing here. You can pick what consistency looks like for you. So we shared 2 strategies already. We talked about being consistent, right? And deciding what consistency looks like for you. And then we talked about posting high quality, engaging, relevant content for your audience. On the other side of this, we're going to come back with the final strategy for you to not just beat the algorithm, but to really establish yourself and be comfortable in how you're posting on social media. We'll be right back after this. Yes, we want to remind you to make sure to check out the digital download for the month. Okay, scrolling right there at the bottom of your screen. We do a free download, a freebie for you every month. Right. And this month's freebie is talking about the questions you need to ask yourself as you're building your foundation to being more visible with video. If you go to the website, theroseshowlive.com/DDOM, again, theroseshowlive.com/DDOM, you can go ahead and download this month's freebie. All right, let's get into the next and final thing. You want to make sure that your people are engaging. You want to promote engagement. And what does it look like to promote engagement? That really looks like, ladies and gentlemen, posing questions to your audience or content that will cause them to want to click and respond, right? The thing that's really beautiful about what we do here in the digital space, and I'm going to talk about live streaming here for a moment versus TV news. When I worked in television news, that was broadcast. We were broadcasting information to people. The beautiful thing that what we do here in the live streaming space is what am I doing? I am having a conversation with you. I'm engaging with you in real time. This is why at the beginning of the broadcast, as you were coming in, I said, hey, let me know what city, state you're watching from. Check in with me. Let me know who's watching. It's the engagement piece, because the more you engage, it wakes up the algorithm and they're saying, oh, wait a second. People are engaging with this video. We might need to put this out to more people. People are engaging with this. Oh, we need to put this out to more of her people who have engaged with this kind of content before, right? So this is where you have to be intentional in putting, I think, breaks or even creating content that will elicit a response, right? That will get people talking, that will get people hitting the share button and sharing this out with their community and other people. You have to make sure that you're thinking about that engagement piece as you're creating the short form videos, or even as you're creating your live video product. Now, these are just some strategies when it comes to dealing and working with the algorithm. But I'm going to say this one more thing again. I want you not to be driven by this. I know data and numbers, all these things are important. It is. But I don't want you to become consumed with it, because when we become consumed with it, guess what? You can't think creatively. You can't think about your people. If you're always focusing on the algorithm, you then start saying to yourself, well, how can I beat it today? Or what is it looking for? And you're not creating content for your people, or the people that you're called to serve and impact. You start creating content for the machine. Think about that. Is that how you want to set up your business? Is that how you want to create content, that you're just creating content on a hamster wheel just to feed the machine, to feed the beast? Or do you want to create content that feels good to you, that really speaks to the people that you want to serve, and that really calls them up higher? Yes, we have to think about this. It's important, but we don't have to have it as the silent driver in our business, that we're always thinking about it, and sometimes thinking about it so much that it becomes a lead in everything that we're doing. I don't want that for you, and you don't want that either. Okay. Terrence, thank you so much. He says, this is good. I'm glad. Thank you for being here, buddy. So you want to make sure that you're thinking about that, because when we think about that, that becomes a game changer. So listen, as you're thinking about this going this week, if you have any questions or comments about the algorithm, or even about the content that you're creating, do me a favor. Listen, come back to this video, because it will be up in replay. Come back to this video, and I want you to post your questions here. If you're watching the replay over on Facebook, post your questions. Our team, we make sure to go back through and read the comments, and we will make sure to respond. If you're a person who's saying, listen, I need to really start thinking about my visibility strategy this year. I haven't had one in previous years, and I really need to get clear on what is my vision? Where does my voice need to be? What does my visibility look like? And then how do I attach value through it? That is the 4-step framework that we walk our clients through. And I would love to walk you through that as well. Again, go to our website, theroshowlive.com. And right there at the top of the website, you can book a strategy session. I would love to have a conversation with you. Remember, you deserve to be seen, heard, and paid. This is the year that you can make more impact, influence, and income. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It starts on the other side of this screen. Thank you so much for being a part of the live show today. And again, remember, right here, check out our LinkedIn Learning course that's live right now in LinkedIn Learning, how to be seen as a content creator, right there, as a video creator, right there. Go ahead and check it out. It's free for you right here in LinkedIn. You guys continue to have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks for watching.